Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
I have been very clear that Mr. Speaker, that I am sorry and that I have made mistakes. But the right thing to do in those circumstances is to make changes, which I've made, and to get on with the job and deliver for the British people.
Mr. Speaker, the only mandate she's ever had is from members opposite. It was a mandate built on fantasy economics, and it ended in disaster. The country's got nothing to show for it except the destruction of the economy and the implosion of the Tory party. I've got the list here. 45p tax cut, gone. Corporation tax cut, gone. 20p tax cut, gone. 2-year energy freeze, gone. Tax-free shopping, gone. Economic credibility, gone. And her supposed best friend, the former Chancellor, he's gone as well. They're all gone. So why is she still here?
Mr. Speaker, I am a fighter and not a quitter. I have acted in the national interest to make sure that we have economic stability.
And then she quit.
I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but I know that it's more fun to be a British politician than American. That much I know.
Parliament is great. The question and answer is there. That is the best government that you'll ever see. C-SPAN carries it. It's an amazing thing. But Prime Minister's question and answers is what that's called, in case you're ever looking for it. I am not a quitter. And then she quit.
We have breaking news from London. The British Prime Minister Liz Truss has just announced that she is stepping down after just 44 days in office. I want to go to James Longman in London. James.
Yeah, hi, George. Just a few moments ago, Liz Truss came out in front of 10 Downing Street to resign as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. It makes her the shortest-serving Prime Minister in British history. She gave a very short statement. She said she recognises she cannot deliver the mandate on which she was elected. She says she's now told the King, and there's going to be a leadership election in just the next week. Normally, they would take many weeks, but she says she wants it to happen as soon as possible. She'll remain as Prime Minister until a successor has been chosen. But all this started with the so-called mini-budget, her tax plan to cut taxes in this country. But that, and you in the United States have been dealing with inflation. We in Britain have as well. It made Britain an outlier because when you cut taxes, you cause inflation to go up. And so every single financial organisation around the world was saying to Britain, don't cut taxes so quickly. It caused a market crash. The pound crashed. Mortgage rates started to soar. So many people across Britain are now seeing hundreds and hundreds of dollars added to their mortgages. So the pressure just grew on Liz Truss, and in the end today she had to come out to give this statement. The big issue though for the Conservative Party and for this country is that no one really knows who's going to be able to replace her. There are a number of names in the mix, including, I have to say, Boris Johnson, who's currently on holiday and on vacation at the moment in the Caribbean. But certainly a very dramatic day here in the United Kingdom. It will do something to settle the markets, one hopes, but certainly politically, Britain is still in a bit of a mess because we need to now find another Prime Minister, possibly the fifth Prime Minister in just 6 years.
How about Donald Trump? How about that? Hey, take Herschel Walker, please. So Liz Truss lasted 44 days, 45 days. It felt so much longer, didn't it, everybody? Didn't it feel much longer? I'm not a quitter. I quit. This is the shortest serving prime minister in the history of Britain, in British history. Shortest. They did have one guy 200 years ago, 1827. I learned this from listening to, odd British facts this morning. George Canning. Yes, good old George. George Canning died in office in 1827. The previous record for the shortest serving British Prime Minister was George Canning, who served for longer than she did, 119 days in 1827. He only left office because he died. He perished. which is a lot less embarrassing than what just happened to Liz Truss. Now, why are we bringing this up? Because you need to make a note of it, conservatives. That is conservatism at its finest, and it always fails. It is fantasy economics. It is voodoo economics. It is trickle-down economics. It is all those things. What did she do? What did she want to do? What was she promising to do? Lower taxes for the wealthy. And guess what happened over there? Guess what happened? I mean, they have inflation that makes our inflation look stupid, okay? Their inflation is through the freaking roof over there because this inflation thing is global, you know. But she decided that the answer to inflation was to cut taxes, which I told you yesterday has an inflationary effect. Why? Because inflation is a result of supply and demand being out of whack. Meaning when demand is up and supply is down, you get inflation. And because supply chains were broken and are still broken because, you know, Beijing is still under 100% COVID lockdown. You know, they're still doing their no COVID policy in China. And Beijing literally has millions of citizens that are still in lockdown, complete and total lockdown because President Xi, Donald Trump's friend, heard there were 11 cases of COVID in Beijing, which has 21 million people in it. And so he started this lockdown again. Anyway, supply chains are freaking broken. And because of conservatism in this here country, we have outsourcing of our supply chains, right? So when their supply chain over there breaks, we lose supply. But we came out of COVID. COVID is now endemic, not pandemic. Good luck to us this winter. There's lots of stories out there that we're not done. But okay, let's just deal in the moment with where we are. Demand is back up. Supply, not so much. Hence inflation. So what does Liz Truss and the conservatives say that they want to do? Here too, the GOP is telling you what they want to do. If they take back the House and the Senate, they want to pass. They want to make the 2017 tax cuts permanent. They want to continue to lower taxes for the wealthiest. That's exactly what she just did. And what did it do? It was unfunded, just like here, unfunded tax cuts for the wealthiest Britons, okay? It made the stock market freak out. It made the bond market freak out. The pound crashed against the dollar, and so did her approval ratings. But see, over there, they have some shame, see, and we don't. See, over there, when you fail, you resign. Over here, when you fail, you say the election was rigged. I mean, it's just like unbelievable.